Welcome to the Melanated World Network, produced by DM3 Entertainment. Boxing. I'm your host, Abu Mariam, here to bring you the news of what's going on in the boxing world. So let's go. What's up, world? I'm back with another boxing video. And as we all know, this Saturday coming up, we're going to have Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford for the undisputed fight. And before I get busy on who I believe is going to win this fight, I'm going to let y'all hear two of my favorite YouTubers and give their point of view of why they believe Terence Crawford will win the fight, and then I will come in and I will give my assessment and explain to you why I definitely understand by the knowledge that I have that Errol will be the victor. So let's go.
I have Terence Crawford knocking out Errol Spence Jr., and that's been my pick, my prediction for years now. Before the car accident, before any of that.
All the other stuff just adds to it.
Lends credence to the notion that he will, because styles might make fights, but there are also intangibles in play.
That was IQ boxing, ring boxing. And yes, he feels as though that Terence Crawford will knock out Errol Spence. He believes that, and he's been believing that. And that's his point of view, and I respect that. Now, we're going to go on to Counterpunch Boxing, Kirk DeVille, and he's going to give his point of view of how he sees it, and let's check out what he has to say.
But nonetheless, you know, it's going to be one's durability and work rate versus the other one's cleverness and ability to adapt. And don't get me wrong, Terence Crawford is a guy that will fight you when he gets angry. He's not a Edis Landilala. He's not a guy that, you know, he's a lot different than people think he is. See, Errol Spence is known for the way he breaks and chops down the body, which is awesome. I love to see him, you know, break down that tree. But he's up against a guy that challenges him to do his best or promises him not to do how should I explain? Terence Crawford is telling Errol Spence what he better not do. So basically, Terence Crawford threatened Errol Spence 5 years ago. He said, yeah, you better not do all that shit to the body, because I'm going to catch that shit, and I'm going to shoot that shit right to your face. While you're trying to get punches to the body and hurt me, I'm going to be knocking you out. And you're giving me everything you need because you're going to my body with both punches, with both hands, which is a crazy idea dealing with a fighter like me. I knew that Terence Crawford would beat Errol Spence 5 years ago.
So now that you have heard from both of them, and they both believe that Terence Crawford, Bud, has the ability to beat Spence, but there's one more clip I want y'all to hear that Kirk DeVille and his analogy of Errol versus Bud. And listen to this, and then I'm going to show y'all something right after that. So let's go.
Terence Crawford is a guy that is more like a leopard. Errol's a lion, okay? And A lion is an aggressive, very powerful animal. He's a beast. But Terence Crawford is a leopard. He's a guy that's going to wait and pounce when he needs to.
Now, with him saying that Bud is the leopard and Errol is the lion, I'm going to show you by nature that analogy is flawed. And even if it stays that way and Errol is the lion and Bud is the leopard, let the nature people explain to you who's the victor in that scenario. Check it out.
One-on-one fights, the leopard isn't a match for a male lion, nor even for a lioness. The fight would be usually a retreat for leopard and a win for lion, but if the lion decides to kill it. In these cases, the leopards are known to kill lions rarely. A battle between a male lion and a male leopard would end most certainly with the lion killing the leopard, because although powerful, the leopard's hits and bites all would be deflected and it finds itself killed by the more powerful lion, which is so skillful in fighting and so armored it will achieve none the less than a total victory.
Now, with that being said, by nature, Earl's the bigger fighter, the stronger fighter. And yes, Bud can switch from southpaw to orthodox at the drop of a dime, so that makes him the more slick, smoother fighter. But I also look at it from the point of view that Errol is the stronger and the more aggressive fighter, more active fighter. And as y'all see in the background, I have the fight against Hitman Hearns versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And a lot of people are comparing the fight to be against Sugar Ray against Hitman. But I think that the Marvelous Hagler and the Hitman fight is a better measurement stick and a better analogy of the two that we will be seeing Saturday. As you know, that Hitman was the smooth fighter, had a serious jab, had serious power, but also Marvelous had serious power. He was the aggressor, as you notice in this fight. He was the one stalking his prey like a lion stalks his prey. But at the same time, you know, Hitman was moving around, being lateral and all those different things. But the onslaught of Marvelous was too much. And I feel the same way about Errol. I feel Errol is going to be too much for Bud to handle. I think that it's going to go all 12 rounds, but I believe with the work rate and the strength and the power of Errol, I think that he's going to dominate just like Marvelous dominated Hitman. And the thing is, I'm a fan of both fighters. I'm a fan of boxers who have skills, who show us the sweet science, and that's what both of them do. So I will not belittle either one of them, but I'm going to go with Spence due to the fact that the majority of everybody seems like they are going with Bud. Everybody feels that Bud is going to be the one to make it happen, but I believe by what I see from both fighters that Errol will go to war and he will definitely handle his business like he said he will. He said that he's going to punish him. He's going to fight him till he breaks him. And when a fighter says things like that, it makes you know that mentally they are strong. Now, people have to realize Bud is a great fighter. Yes, he is. But every fighter has their day. And I believe Saturday night on the 29th, will be the day that Bud gets his first loss, and Errol will complete his destiny to be the undisputed champion. And they will fight again, but at another higher weight. And that's just how it is. You can like it or you can dislike it. You can have your own opinion. It's cool with me. But the thing is, too many people are saying Bud, 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 Bud for the win or the knockout. And I don't believe it's going to go that way. I believe that Errol will be the victor. And we'll all find out. We'll all find out Saturday night. So like I always say, peace. Until next time.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of your women. That is good. That is good.